Hi, it's Jocelyn with Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood, and I want to help you to find the positive mindset that you need during these tough, really hard seasons of life. They are very difficult, but with the difficulty also comes a lot of fulfilling moments. And I think sometimes we forget to take note of those fulfilling moments that bring us such deep and sweet joy during our pregnancies and our motherhood, like feeling the baby move or hearing the heartbeat, watching your children as they play together or as they learn something new. Those are some of the deep moments that make motherhood worth it, that make our sacrifice, our hard work, and our physical pains that we have to go through, they help make it worth it. Let's choose to recognize those moments as we move on into our daily lives of motherhood. Today I want to talk about dealing with worry in pregnancy, and we are going to jump into it. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, host of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life. And I can help you. Thanks for joining. Okay, I have talked about this topic before, dealing with worry in pregnancy, and I will probably talk about it many times. Pregnancy can cause us to have a lot of thoughts, and a lot of thoughts that are filled with worry. So I'm going to kind of put a disclaimer out there before we get going, but that disclaimer is this, like if you have something really concerning going on, you need to call your doctor or go in. Don't wait. Like if that worry is valid, you need to act on it. And that is actually something I learned about worry. Worry is useful if you can do something about it right then. So if your baby stopped moving and you're worried about it or concerned and like the baby hasn't moved for a long time, definitely go in, definitely check that out. But if you're worried, let's say about childbirth, but you're not close to having the baby, maybe you're only like 4 or 5 months away, it doesn't serve you to have that constant worry in your mind. What will serve you is to do your research, to find stuff out, or to tell yourself that I am not going to let myself worry about this because it is so far away. Sometimes I had to tell myself that. I'd be like, I have done pregnancy a couple times. I know what giving birth is like. I am just not going to worry about that until it gets a little closer. And it's freeing once you give yourself permission to not worry about something. And so as I gave myself permission, or set a time in the future aside for feeling that worry, it helped me to, in that moment, feel more free and less worry. Worry can come almost naturally to us. It feels like that we don't even have to do hardly anything and we have reason to worry or something that is concerning us. It comes very easy, and it's a little more difficult to be intentional about dealing with that worry. While search engines are awesome, Google is so helpful in helping us to find information to allow us to learn and research about the things we need to know about pregnancy, and it can also make us a little bit leery. And every side effect that we have, we kind of feel like might be the worst thing ever. I only laugh because I have been there. I have searched Google and been super worried and scared that some of my side effects during pregnancy were pretty big things. And in one case, it was valid. And the other cases, it turned out not so much. So you have to go with your mother's intuition on whether or not your worry is valid. And like I say, if you can act on that worry, that is going to be the best way to calm it. But if you can't do anything about it, I have found that it's useful to schedule time in the future to worry, or to just put it from my mind because I don't have a reason to worry about that yet. It sounds really easy in theory. You're like, oh yeah, I'll just divert my mind. That sounds super easy. But 5 or 10 minutes later, you'll probably catch yourself going back down the same thought pattern. And it can be a little bit frustrating to realize, holy cow, I am a lot more worried about this than I thought I was. And this is hard. This is hard to turn my thoughts from worry to something else. With intentionality and consistency, though, it can be done, and it can be so helpful. Because when we worry, I don't know about you, but worry kind of feels like a negative feeling to me. It feels pretty heavy. And it feels really concerning, and definitely I don't feel very uplifted when I'm worried. I feel concerned, I feel a little bit anxious, maybe even stressed, sometimes on the verge of frustration, and it's not a very positive feeling to me. And keeping myself in worry is keeping me in that negative state, and it's probably keeping you in a negative state as well. But we don't want to stay stuck in that negative state. We want to try and find the positivity, which is what this whole podcast is about. Trying to find the positive thoughts during pregnancy, even when it's really hard, even when it takes some intentionality and some consistency. It takes a little focus, and it takes redirecting our thoughts. So something that will be useful, let's say you've done all of your research on childbirth, but it's still kind of worrying you. It's in the back of your mind, and it's still there, and sometimes your thought processes and patterns take you down that trail again. When you get going down that trail and you notice it, I want you to have something that you can replace it with. Something that you can think about that brings you joy. Now, there are a couple options that you can do when thinking about something that brings you joy. Actually, there's a lot of options, but I'm just going to list a couple here in this podcast. So one of the first options you can think of would be a past memory that has brought you joy, or a past hobby or talent that you have really enjoyed doing. And think on that. Start letting your mind go there. Think of all the reasons it was so fun. What did it feel like? What did it sound like? What did it smell like? Who was there? What made it, this past event in your life, such a favorable memory? So that is one thing you can do, and I would recommend to do the same thing every time, because your brain will start to pick up on the pattern that every time you feel worry, you are instead going to go to this memory, or you are going to go to this person. Think about one of your favorite people and why you love them so much, and what about them you admire, and how they have influenced your life. A person is another option of something to divert your thoughts from the worry to something that's more positive. And then the third option that I will give you in this podcast, or this podcast episode, is to think about a future focus. This is a little bit harder, but I think future focus can be really powerful. I am still working on figuring out all of future focus, but I know that visualization can really help, and having that future focus of what you want it to look like when your baby comes, and how thrilling and exciting and rewarding that moment is when you get to cradle that sweet baby that you grew for 9 months inside your body in your arms. Won't that be so powerful? I am getting the shivers just talking about it, and I hope you feel something too. Future focus can be really powerful. So to kind of sum up what I talked about today, I talked about worry. And some ways to deal with worry are, first, if it's a real concern that needs checked out, go get it checked out. If you can do something about it and you feel you need to, then do it. If it's not something that you can do anything about right now and it's just kind of looming in your mind, redirect your thoughts. Redirect your thoughts to a past memory that brings you joy, to a person in your life that you love and admire, or to a future focus of holding that baby in your arms. You will find that as you start redirecting, you will have more positivity in pregnancy. And that is what we are striving for, to find the positivity, to be a happier pregnant mom, wife, and person than we were before. If you need extra help, I have a mini course that is made up of around, I think there's 28 or so videos on there now, maybe even 30. I need to count. But I've been consistently adding more videos to that course. And the videos are 2 to 5 minutes long, and they encourage you to direct your thoughts, and they help you do it. They help you run through the mindset exercises that are needed to help you deal with some of the negativity that comes with pregnancy and overcome it with positivity. So if that interests you, click on the top link in the show notes and you will find more details for that program. It can significantly help you when you're struggling and you can't seem to do it on your own. Let me be there in your pocket to help you during this pregnancy. We call it positivity in your pocket during pregnancy because you can just pull them up on your phone. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would love to hear your questions or your concerns or any help that you need during pregnancy. My email is found in the show notes and I will get back to you. Mama, you are amazing, and I know you can do this. I know that you are strong and that you can do this pregnancy and that you can let your light shine and be the happy pregnant mom that glows, that you desire to be. God needs you, your children need you, and you need you in this endeavor. I'm rooting for you. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positive in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness, so that you can find your own better thoughts for a better you in a positive pregnancy, in losing that stubborn baby weight, and becoming the mom you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. I can help you find the small, doable steps without drastic changes to your everyday mom life. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.